through horizontal number 5 from our horizontal cards. The reason that I'm picking this card, here it is because it's a difficult card, and like I said yesterday, I'm just going to be walking through this fairly quickly. It's not going to be anything super in-depth because you get that when you purchase the cards from us. So we're just going to jump in and start, and if people fall in, cool. If you guys have questions, go ahead, put them in the comments there. I have my phone to the side, so I should be able to see them as they pop up so that I don't have to keep looking back up here behind me. So we're just going to start by taking a quick look at the card. The horizontal number 5 is one of my favorite cards because it is so different. It is a crescent or a V shape. So the first thing that I recommend doing, and the first thing that I personally like to do, is just get everything out on the board. Everything out that we have. This mat is by Lindale Studios. Super duper awesome. Love, 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 love her stuff. So cute. So we've got an envelope, an invitation, an RSVP envelope, and an RSVP card. And we also have these really stunning place cards for like the table. Like those are super cute, right? And then we have some rings in this cute box. So that, let's just say that's what we were given. We were given this invitation suite, we were given those rings, and that's pretty much where we end. That's kind of what we've got going on. So we're going to take a look down at the key for this card and so we have our basic shape, which is this V. We have the boxes, so it looks like we're going to be using 2 envelopes. Those darker rectangles are the envelope color. The bright blue is like the invitation and paper products. So 1, 2, 3 paper products being used in this shape, 2 envelopes, and then we have a space for some ribbon or some textile, and then some styling elements. Cool. So we're going to start by placing our main invitation suite down here at the bottom. I'm going to scooch this stuff all out of the way. And we have our main invitation suite. Here we go. We're going to put her down at the bottom. I have this sitting on like a canvas board just so that we can sort of see what's going on here. So this may not be exactly centered, but for right now it is. We're going to place down a styling block. We're going to place the invitation down at the bottom. There we go. First step done. Now, you can leave this ribbon on. So like stuff like this, if it has a ribbon or like a seal or something along, you can leave it on or you can take it off. For me, if I were to take it off, I would want to make sure to use, actually have this without the ribbon. I would want to make sure to use, here we go, the ribbon somewhere else. So like, we'll slide it off here. And then we can use it up here somewhere as part of like one of the styling elements. So we'll keep that handy. Okay, so we've got our main invitation suite at the bottom towards the center. We're good to go there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to place our ribbon. We're going to place our ribbon. I like to place ribbon fairly, like one of the first couple of things that I like to put down is the ribbon because you can sort of work off of the ribbon shape-wise. So I'm going to use this really awesome, like a rose gold color. Oh, it's a little tangly. That's what happens with silk ribbon if it's not put together or put away properly. Or even if it is put away properly, sometimes it gets little stringy bits. Cool. I just have to get it off of my hands now. There we go. So we're going to place the ribbon. We're going to take a look back at the card here. We've got the ribbon on the left side, closer to the top. So we're going to have it coming into the frame. And just sort of starting like that V shape. So I'm just going to bring it in and sort of just let it do its thing down here. Let it do its thing. And it's going to come down here to the center. We'll even bring it in. There we go. Okay. So we've got our ribbon is laid down. We've got that really nice diagonal line coming in there. So now what we can do is we can start placing envelopes and the other paper products. So we're going to come in here with the big envelope. Now this envelope has stamps and calligraphy on the front, but it also has a liner on the inside. So this is one of those things that you're just going to have to figure out what you want it to look like. If you want to use the stamps and the calligraphy, do it this way. If you want to use this liner, you can do it this way. Like, that's really cool too. I know for me, I like it better. When it's something cool like this, I like to do it with the liner showing. So we'll do that there. Love that. And then we'll take our RSVP card and we're going to place it probably up in this area to sort of fill up this little space. So we can take a little block and just sort of place it up here. Now something you want to make sure that you're doing and remembering is if you want your flat lays to look whimsical, don't line these up so that they're flush. Oh, my head's in the way. You can't really see me. There you go. Don't line those up there. Don't make them flush. Stagger them a little. It adds to the whimsy. We like that. So we're going to place that guy there. We've got this other envelope, which is going to come up here. You can place it on top of the ribbon or underneath. I like underneath because the colors are similar, but not exactly the same. Playing with that dang string. Here we go. Perfect. And then we've got these little place card things, which we're going to place down here. We're going to place down in this rectangle area. So you can do this a couple ways. You can just sort of like fan them out. You can just pick like one or two. I'm going to pick 3. I really like that. Well, that's a cool little shape. We're going to scooch those up here. Going to stagger those. So we're starting to see this shape come together. We can even scooch this main invitation suite down just a touch. There we go. So that we're really building into that shape. So we've got our paper stuff laid out. We're feeling pretty good about how it looks. We're going to start adding in the other elements. So we've got our rings here in this awesome triangle ring box. I've got just the engagement band. We're going to place the engagement band. We're actually going to place it up here because it's a big block. We're going to take the lid from that engagement band. We can set it down here. We can stack these bands together if we want. That's really cute. We can do something like that there. And then we've got our ribbon and a couple of like floral elements. So let's bring our little floral elements in. These can be florals that you are given. They can be florals that you brought yourself. They can be florals that you just sort of found as you're walking in to the space, because I've definitely done that. I've definitely snagged a few off of a bush or something. So we're going to start with the bigger ones first. In this example, our bride has a bouquet of garden roses, so we're going to use some garden roses. Now, when we look down here and find all these green circles, right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 possible areas where we could fill in and add to the flat lay. So we could do something like super duper easy. And just something like that. Boom. There's one of our little circles. And this circle down here, we're already using with these rings. Just like this one up here, we're already using with these rings. That doesn't mean we can't add to it if we want to. So we can take something really small, like some greenery up here, and just tuck it in. We can do that. You can play up. You can use different layers and use different items to sort of add to all of these individual elements. Like, that's totally fine. You can also do something like adding some elements underneath here. So we've got a space to the right of this invitation suite, like right in this corner. So something super easy is taking a small little item, and we can tuck it in. You can tuck it in this way and have it come down. That's really cute. You can play with some greenery too. Have that coming in. Cute. This is sort of where it takes a little time. It takes a little finesse. It takes a little working. You just sort of have to figure it out as you're going. And we've got a big space up here to play around with. So this would be another really good place to use florals, like big floral elements. So stuff like this big fluffy dahlia and another garden rose. Love that. Love, love, love. Super cute. We can take in some little thistles and tuck in some thistles somewhere. Tuck one in down here too, just so that it is balanced. There we go. We've got this purple ribbon that we haven't used yet. And this was tied around on that invitation. So it's part of the invitation suite. We kind of want to use it. I'm actually going to untie it. Untie it. Even if you just sort of, we're going to come in from the corners. So this ribbon is skinny. It's velvet. It's like, I don't want to use the word more difficult to maneuver, but it is. This little white guy is not working out. So even something like this. We've got it coming in. It's great. Tuck in some more little green pieces underneath this RSVP card. We can tuck in some green stuff coming here. And there we go. So what we can do is we'll take a last minute look at our card. So we've got our elements up here. We have this nice shape coming this way. I would even at this point come in here and just sort of start zhuzhing, that's a word, right? Zhuzhing that little ribbon just to give it some movement, you know? Some movement. And you can even open up that crescent or the V and shift things once you've got them sort of where you want them to be. Shift them so that it really creates that nice little arc. I would even add a floral element up here, but like a small one. So like just a little guy right there. And there we go. So that is an example of quickly how I would utilize card number 5, which is our crescent or V-shaped horizontal card. And you can open these up so that it's a very wide V. You can keep it more narrow. You can keep it like a shallower shape and move this up a little bit and just have like a very shallow kind of bowl shape. That also would work. But hopefully this was kind of fun for you to watch. I'm going to be going through, making sure anybody didn't ask any questions. If you did, I'll give you a message and answer that for you. And if you liked this and want to see me do it again, or want to see me do something very similar, go ahead and let me know. But have a great Sunday, friend.